and welcome to another episode of the Pete and Fran podcast. How are you, dear?
I'm alright, and you?
Yeah, I'm very well. How's your week been?
Good.
It's been a short one, hasn't it?
Yeah, very short.
Yeah, almost like a day.
A day, yeah.
It's just gone, just like that.
Yeah.
Well, today is a very special episode.
It is.
We're not going to be doing any of our usual stuff. We're going to be breaking the mould, breaking new ground.
Yeah.
We are going to delve into the mystery bag. The mystery bag contains 10, name them, 10 DVDs.
Are there definitely 10 there?
I'm going to say there are exactly 10.
Right then.
And these 10 DVDs are as follows.
Okay.
The Choice, which stars Benjamin Walker, Teresa Palmer, Maggie Grace, Alex Daddario, Tom Welling from Smallville, and Tom Wilkinson. The only one of those I've heard of is Teresa Palmer. Well, and Tom Welling from Smallville.
And Tom Welling from Smallville,
But he's very low down the bill. And this film, by the look of the back, is about a woman who loves...
It's a Nicholas Sparks
dog.
love story.
Mm-hmm.
And it's from the best-selling author of The Notebook, Andy John.
Well, let's hope we don't get that one out of the mystery bag. The next is Year One, starring Jack Black and Michael Cera.
Yeah.
I've seen this before.
I have.
It's distinctly average.
It is very average.
But I have included it on the list because I believe there's some interesting things to talk about on it.
There are.
Yes, so that might not be a bad pick.
That was one of my purchases, actually.
And next is one of my personal favourites.
Oh.
It's Rhys Dinsdale, starring in British classic ID, which is a film about football hooliganism.
I don't even want to watch this one.
It's an absolute banger. I hope we get this one.
Okay. But I thought we were meant to have picked shit films. Okay.
Well, you'll think it's shit. The same way you don't think The Choice is shit. We also have Turbo Kid, which is an Australian film set in a post-apocalyptic future.
Yeah.
Starring Monroe Chambers, Lawrence LeBeouf, and Edwin Wright.
I've not seen that.
I have seen Turbo Kid. Again, I like it. I think you'll be horribly confused by it.
Okay.
But it's still very good. And we have 50 Shades Darker. The second in the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy.
Yeah.
Starring Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson. And Kim Basinger.
Yeah.
And the guy from True Blood.
Yep.
What a stellar cast that is.
I know.
Yeah, let's hope we don't get that.
It's also got Rita Ora in it, I think.
And we have What to Expect When You're Expecting.
People are going to judge me from these choices of films.
So we've got Cameron Diaz, Jennifer Lopez, Elizabeth Banks, Chase Crawford, and Brooklyn Decker, who I've not heard of. But also Anna Kendrick, Dennis Quaid, Chris Rock, Matthew Morrison.
I think the blokes in this film are better than the ladies.
Well, we might never know, because hopefully that won't get picked out of the bag. This next film
is also one
I kind of hope we get, is Sylvester Stallone in Cobra, the strong arm of the law.
I like Cobra.
It says, crime is a disease, meet the cure. Stallone is the cure. I hope this comes up.
Though.
And another one we kind of both picked because there's a lot to discuss.
Yeah.
Is Ghostbusters. Not the Ghostbusters I love. Ghostbusters 2016.
All ladies cast.
For the DVD release, this film is now called Ghostbusters Answer the Call. So
right.
That's that might
I quite liked it, but yeah.
And second from last, we have Sucker Punch by Zak Snyders Chicks Fighting All Sorts of Fantastic Creatures movie.
I'm not a fan, I'm not going to lie.
I quite like it, but again, I think it would be quite funny to hear you try and describe the plot. That's why it went in the bag. And then one of your favourite films. No?
No, not one of my favourites. Just I like it.
You know I'd hate it, so you put it in the bag.
Pretty much.
It's Bette Midler, starring in The Rose, which looks from the cover about a film where Bette Midler shits on the floor.
No. She's a singer.
Oh, right. It looks like she's shitting on the floor in the photo. It got 4 Academy Award nominations.
This is an 80s film.
For Best Actress. I have never seen it, and I don't think I've even heard of it. So, well, we may find out what that's like.
Yeah.
So, let's put the DVDs in the bag and begin the draw. You will pick first. Here is the bag of wonder. Okay. Put your hand in the zip.
I'll shut my eyes.
Close those eyes.
Oh, good.
Keep them closed. Have a good rummage in the bag.
Oh, I don't know.
What are you pulling out? It's Sucker Punch.
Oh, for God's sake.
So the first movie is Sucker Punch. Okay.
No peeking now.
We've rearranged.
Shut them eyes.
Dark glasses on. Hand over.
Go on, rummage.
I'm going to rummage in the bag. Yes! It's Cobra! I'm so excited. So we're back. We've just watched Sucker Punch and Cobra.
We have.
We drew from the mystery bag. Epic viewings they were indeed.
They were.
Yeah. Well, one more epic than the other.
Yeah, I didn't like Sucker Punch.
Yeah, so we'll talk about Sucker Punch first.
Yes.
Because there's not much to say about it.
No.
I've not made many notes.
I've only written down a little plot.
Well, yeah. So, firstly, dear, would you like to describe
I would.
Zak Snyders Sucker Punch to us?
I would.
Okay.
Okay, so, girl's mum dies. Creepy dad.
Which girl?
Oh, the main girl.
What, Baby Doll.
Baby Doll, that's her name, isn't it? I don't know why she's called Baby Doll. It must be to do with her face.
We only find out she's called Baby Doll once she goes into her own mind. So
Yeah.
that might not actually be her name.
Yeah, anyway, girl.
Hey, girl.
Apparently, it says that all the possessions that her mum has were left to the two girls.
It says that in the film, yeah, in the Will and Testament.
And I presume that the stepdad isn't too happy about that.
No,
because I reckon he killed the mum. You see.
Yeah, well, he wants the possessions. He wants all of the family's money. Yeah, and
money.
So to do that, he needs to get rid of the daughters.
Yeah. So I don't really know what happens. But basically, he tries to, I think, sleep with the eldest one. And she, shoves him or something, and then he locks her in a room and goes for the younger one, basically.
Yeah, because she scratches him. He's like, well, you're not going to be easy to rape. I'll rape the tiny daughter
13-year-old instead.
Yeah, in true Zak Snyder fashion, someone has to get raped at some point.
Yeah. I'm not finished yet.
Okay, and
then she obviously climbs out of her window and tries to go and save her little sister. Mm-hmm. And she kind of does and kind of doesn't, but basically she shoots her little sister by accident and gets sent to the mental asylum.
Yes, she goes to a mental asylum.
What have I written here? Oh, yeah. Imaginary world to cope with the mental asylum world.
Yeah. So, yeah, she... in her head, she pretends that she's in, a brothel.
Yeah.
As you would.
You would.
You wouldn't pretend to be somewhere nice.
On the beach?
Yeah, you'd pretend to be trapped in a brothel.
On the beach drinking cocktails? No, I'll be in a brothel. That's where I really want to be.
That makes much more sense.
Yeah.
This is a much nicer place.
And then she gets made to dance and ends up seeing a man with a samurai sword.
Yeah.
So wanting freedom, she does, apparently.
So yeah, every time she dances, she goes into another fantasy world. And this one, she's this badass chick.
Oh yeah, she is badass.
Yeah.
And he says, you have to take these weapons, a sword and a gun, and you have to get 5 items to be able to get out of here.
Yeah.
I think it's quite a sad movie, though, because in the end, she obviously gets, what's it called?
What's it called? I don't know.
Well, you get that thing. Well, I don't even know. You put something in somebody's eye, you're obviously going to kill them.
Lobotomy.
Yeah.
Well, a lobotomy doesn't kill you; it just kills your brain.
Yeah.
So it stops you thinking basically.
But I can't think how they do it because if they go through your eyeball, you're obviously going to be blind, aren't you?
Only in that one eye.
Yeah, it's just horrible.
Yeah, I don't think they do lobotomies anymore.
No.
Not. Yeah. So. Really, so she's trying to escape from the mental asylum that she's been in, but and the plot is that she's trying to escape, but it's in her mind she's doing something else.
Yeah.
And then the big reveal at the end is that she has really been doing it all in the mental asylum.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work because she gets a lobotomy. But
well, she has to set the other girl free, doesn't
So one of the girls escapes and tells the cops what's going on in the mental asylum.
What I don't get is, as if, like, obviously they ran away from their parents, didn't they? The two sisters.
Well, that's their story when they're in her mind in the brothel.
Yeah.
But really, they're in a mental asylum.
Yeah, so really their parents probably stuck them there.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, that's because, like, at the end when she's getting on the bus to escape.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't know where she's going or anything like that. Because, yeah, I mean, she's probably got a genuine mental problem. Although...
I think a lot of them were put there.
Yeah, Oscar Isaac's, like, he plays like the head of the mental asylum and the brothel. And he's sort of... He's
doing
he's corrupt. Doing. You can basically pay him to incarcerate your young girl that you don't want anymore.
Yeah, it's awful, really.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the Sucker Punch. It is essentially an action film.
Yeah.
When it drifts into her third sort of imagination.
Yeah, that's good then.
There's lots of fun action scenes.
Yeah.
And they're very well shot and they're visually stunning.
They are very good.
There's a very good score.
Are we doing pros and cons now?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these are my pros and cons. Yeah, so the action scenes are great. They're fighting dragons and World War I German zombies. And
I thought that was a very good scene, actually.
Yeah, all the action scenes are great.
I didn't like the dragon scene because she killed a little baby dragon.
Well, just to kill a baby dragon. Yeah, it's needlessly convoluted, the plot.
Yeah.
I don't know why she had to be in a mental asylum. I don't know why it couldn't have just been a story about a girl who gets put in a brothel by a priest, which is what happens when she goes into her imagination the first time.
Well, why couldn't she just have been in her own house trying to sort the man out? And
like her third level of imagination where the exciting things happen, there's no setup for that. Why is she thinking like that? If she, all it would take was like one panel of her like reading a comic.
Yeah.
And with the things happening, so you go, oh, that's why that's in her mind.
That's why she's doing that, right?
But that's never set up.
No.
It's just suddenly...
Oh, bang, here you go.
Suddenly she imagines she's like a ninja. Or a World War I soldier.
World War I soldier.
Yeah. So, and yeah, it's a typical Zak Snyder film. It's pretentious when it doesn't need to be.
Especially at the end. I thought, what a dig.
Yeah. You have the weapons to... Yeah, it's like... Oh, it's because it is quite a sort of sexist film, pretty much.
It is, really.
And he puts that speech in at the end to go, see, I'm not a sexist. It's about empowering women.
No, it's not. It's a load of trash.
It's not. Like, the whole movie, they've been, like, semi-nude.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. If he asked me, if I was an actress and he said, would you like to be in my film? I'd be like, no, stick it up your ass.
Every camera angle is just there to, like, show their butts or their titties.
Their boobs or their faces.
Yeah. Well, you've got to
their
show
faces
their faces.
are pretty.
Yeah, they're all like sexy chicks.
Yeah.
The 4 or 5 a minute. Yeah.
5, 6.
Rocket, Baby Doll, Sugar Pill, Sweet Pea.
Sweet Pea, that's it.
Rocket, Sweet
when
Pea.
she kept saying Sweet Pea, I kept thinking, oh yeah, Sweet Peas. We should buy some of them.
Yeah. Blondie and the other one.
Oh. And I didn't really get the woman in it, like the doctor lady. Like, she should have helped them more.
She was helping them, really. She was trying to treat them. Oscar Isaac says, she like gets them to recreate their abuse.
Yeah.
And that helps with their treatment. But he's like, I don't believe in treating them. I just give them lobotomies.
But what I don't get is how he forged her signature. Signatures, you shouldn't be able to just forge them.
Well, he says he's done it hundreds of times.
Yeah.
So he's used to it. He's got it down. That's his thing. Yeah, what were your pros and cons?
I didn't write any pros and cons.
All right.
Basically, I thought the plot was a bit weird in parts.
Yeah.
And the whole, like you said, the whole World War I dragon thing, those sorts of, in her third mind of thinking, didn't really make any sense.
Yeah, but they didn't necessarily need to. They can still be entertaining without...
Yeah, but they should have just built it in somehow.
Yeah, like I said, all it would have taken is one shot of her reading a comic book. Yeah. They go, oh, well, that's why she's thinking that.
Yeah.
Got that. Yeah, that's in the set up and payoff. Basic.
Or seeing like a picture on the wall or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Anything like that, like basic screenwriting.
Anything.
But yeah, it's such a typical Zack Snyder film. Obviously, there has to be.
What else has he made?
Well, Christ, 300, Watchmen.
I like 300 though.
Dawn of the Dead. This is his run into when he starts to become shit, basically. Yeah, he did Dawn of the Dead, Watchmen, and 300 and Watchmen, which are all like visually brilliant.
But the second 300 film is shit, I think.
He didn't do that one.
Oh, did you not?
No, but
sorry.
In those, he's following someone else's story, and this he wrote himself, and he wrote Batman vs Superman and Man of Steel, which are both terrible as well.
I got bored halfway through Batman v Superman.
Yeah, it goes to show Zack Snyder's a good director if someone else has written the story for him. But if he writes his own, you get Batman vs Superman or Sucker Punch or Man of Steel.
I mean, some people might like it, which is fine.
Lots of people liked Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people liked Sucker Punch. It had 22% critic score, 47% audience score. So
22%.
Well, it's quite telling. We watched these two films, and the first time I saw Sucker Punch as a young man, I was 24. I loved it, and I thought it was like one of the best films I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
I watched it today, I was like, this is very good.
No. First time I saw it, I thought it was shit, and the second time I saw it, I thought it was even shitter.
I think I was more easily pleased by then. I was like, action and hot chicks.
That's the only reason why people like watching it, maybe.
Yeah, and it has got all those things.
They're very hot.
They are very hot, and there is some cool action.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not terrible. I think,
The action shots are very, very good.
But the story is bad, but the way, it's well shot, and the action scenes are great. So it's not like the worst film ever. No. I think 22% from critics is a bit poor. Harsh. But then again, it's extremely sexist.
Very sexist.
So that's not going to go down well. And as usual in all Zack Snyder films, he likes to shoehorn in some rape somewhere.
I know, what is that?
He's obsessed with it.
Is that what that bloke was going to do to her?
The chef was going to rape Rocket, yeah.
Oh no.
Well, yeah, and it's implied. And obviously, right at the start, the stepdad's trying to rape her and the child. He was. There was an interview with him recently. And he said, everyone didn't like Batman v Superman, yada yada yada. I said, if I'd directed Batman Begins, I would have had Bruce Wayne get raped in jail. Why do you have to have rape and everything?
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like Michael Winner.
Leave the Batman alone.
You can't rape Batman. That's the whole point. Yeah. So I mean, he shouldn't be allowed to write his own stories because he just wants to put rape in them all the time.
Why? Does he have some sort of obsession with it?
It's lazy storytelling. If you want to make it dark, you can do it in better ways than having a rape. That's all Michael Winner used to do in Death Wish. Everyone just got raped all the time. It's just lazy screenwriting. And he wasn't lazy in this screenwriting. No. There's a lot going on. A lot of it isn't very good, but
the action stuff is good.
Yeah, but the story isn't all that engaging.
No.
And
I feel sorry for the ladies in it because they were dressed up. You know?
I mean, they aren't given anything to do really.
No.
There's all the action scenes.
They do well though,
and they're very good at the action scenes. Yeah, I mean the action scenes is great. We've said that over and over, but yeah, there's no real character development or anything like that.
What else do we have to do? Our favourite part?
Oh yeah, my favourite part got to be the World War One trenches fighting.
Yeah, you like that, didn't you?
Yeah, I would lump all the action scenes in. Are all great.
I like the first action scene with the 3 bad dudes in the snow.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like that one. Yeah, that was really good.
All the fighting's awesome. Yeah, that's my favourite part. Your favourite character? There aren't many characters in it.
There's not much to choose from because obviously you've got the girls in it. And then you've got the bad guy, the bad dad, and then the doctor lady.
Yeah.
Do you know who I really liked? Was the guy who was helping them.
Which one?
The one who said...
Stick from from Daredevil. Yeah, Scott Glenn. Yeah.
Yeah, he was you've got to collect these items.
Yeah.
You'll have to give something away at the end. That will be your number 5 thing.
Yeah. Do you want to know the name of the character in the film?
Yeah.
Wise Man.
Wise Man. Well, I like the Wise Man.
Yeah, that's just it. Wise Man. He's not even given a name.
Yeah,
yeah, he was good. I think the best performance is probably Oscar Isaac as the evil doctor / brothel owner. He plays that really well. But the most likeable character is probably Rocket. The young girl.
The sister. Isn't it?
She's got the most sort of charisma of the girls.
She plays in...
she's in Hunger Games.
Hunger Games, isn't she? Yeah.
Oh, what's her character's name in that?
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, she's like a crazy girl, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been all warped by the Hunger Games.
Yeah, she does. She always plays that... Not that she always plays the same part, but this film and that...
Yeah, it's
and
Jenna Malone.
Yeah,
she's
she
name.
plays
She's
like
been in a
that
few
sort
things.
of thing, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was Sucker Punch, pretty much, in a nutshell.
Pretty much.
Would you recommend Sucker Punch?
No.
No. I would to teenage boys. No, tell them to fast forward through all the story bits when there's no sexy chicks.
Just watch the exciting bit.
That's so when I watched it when I was 24, I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I met you, was 23, and then I'm sure you had it on your shelf and you made me watch it.
Quite weird, yeah, because we'd met and we watched Sucker Punch shortly after we'd met, and you made me watch Cobra, and I hated Cobra the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
So that links into our next movie that we watched. That's quite
weird that we've done that.
Yeah, because we watched Cobra, and this time I loved Cobra.
Yeah, because I remember watching Sucker Punch on your horrible sofa bed.
Or the one that definitely didn't smell of cigarette smoke.
Yeah, and it was really hard, that sofa bed.
I liked that sofa bed. No,
it's terrible.
I used to smoke it there constantly and think you couldn't smell it.
You definitely could.
I know. My bedding was on the bed. I'd like smoke in bed and think you wouldn't be able to smell it on the bed sheets. It must have just reeked of cigarettes in there constantly.
It wasn't pretty.
Oh dear.
Anyway.
Yeah, enough about my depressing early 20s.
Cobra.
Moving on to Cobra. This was a Canon film. Everyone loves a Canon action movie.
Yes.
Canon know how to make action movies.
They do. What other ones did they make?
Oh, Christ. I'd need a whole podcast episode just to list every Canon action film.
Yeah, they are good.
Most famous for like the Delta Force movies.
Did they do Top Gun?
No. Any sort of cheesy like Chuck Norris movie. They did
right.
Death Wish 2. Well, Death Wish like 2 to 6, I think there were Death Wish films. The Delta Force movies with Chuck Norris. Any sort of over the top with Sylvester Stallone. They did give Sylvester Stallone, who stars in Cobra, he gave him a sort of break, really. Obviously, Rocky was his big break, but then he struggled to find other things to do, really, after that.
Well, did he not do Rambo after Rocky?
It came a bit after, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he wasn't doing stuff like that, there wasn't a lot of work for Sylvester Stallone.
I feel bad for him though, because I really like him as an actor.
He's fine now.
Yeah.
I think he just had some dry periods and Canon had some work for him.
Yeah.
We need to watch Over the Top one day.
Over the Top?
It's a film about arm wrestling that he stars in.
Okay.
It's fascinating.
We'll do that then.
But yeah, so let's describe the plot of Cobra, because I've written it down in detail.
Go on then.
So it starts in Los Angeles with a satanic cult who are having a meeting in an empty swimming pool, and they're bagging their axes together. Yeah, and then
some people are in suits, aren't they?
Some of them are in suits.
Just gonna pop down the old swimming pool after work.
Why you got those axes? I'm just gonna bag them together with my mates.
I'm gonna go chop some wood in my suit.
We don't find this out immediately, but this is the Night Slashers, and they've got a plan which isn't really revealed to the end, and even then their plan isn't all that clear. We'll get
just
to
beat
that.
some people up, isn't it?
Kill everyone. Yeah. And once we've seen the satanic cult, a man who looks like Kinky John from Vic and Bob's The Club walks into a grocery store, pulls out a shotgun and shoots all of the groceries, but none of the people.
Well, no, he does shoot some people.
He shoots a man right at the end.
No, he doesn't. He shoots a few people, doesn't he?
He tries to, but he mainly shoots cereal and
milk
and
beer.
He shoots a grocery cart and it shoots up into the air.
Cheerios everywhere.
Exploding groceries. So now obviously some cops arrive with tiny guns.
Yeah, if I was a janitor in that supermarket, I'd be like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, not only have you got to clean up all the bodies, and you've then got to clear up all the groceries as well. So yeah, the cops respond, and two men with very tiny pistols arrive. They are
tiny, aren't they?
Tiny little guns.
Like, they're not even as big as my hands.
They're like the gun Tommy Lee Jones gives to Will Smith in Men in Black.
Have this.
Why do I get the little gun? So because they've got tiny guns, they know they need backup.
Yeah.
So they call Cobra.
Call him, they say. Call him.
Get Cobra. And it's Sylvester Stallone, who's wearing leather gloves.
Oh.
at all times.
He is hot in this
and
film.
he's chewing a match.
He is.
Even during gunfights, he's chewing that match.
He always chews it, doesn't he?
He breaks into the supermarket and takes out the gunman.
Well, he says to the teller lady, doesn't he? Because he sees her. He just goes like this with his hand.
Yeah. Yeah, the shooter keeps saying he wants TV cameras. But before they arrive, Cobra just shoots him.
I suppose that's so that because they can sort of... He can tell the world about his cult, I suppose.
Well, yeah, I think that was their plan, but they never try that again.
No.
After that plan fails, they just go around murdering waitresses. So yeah, they say there's a serial killer loose called Night Slasher.
Yes.
And Cobra's like, well, they don't want Cobra to go after him initially, but after the rest of Night Slasher's gang have murdered a few more random people, but they have to call in the Zombie Squad, which Cobra is part of.
I think I'd want to be part of the zombie squad if I was a policeman.
Well, they're essentially like assassins.
Yeah.
It's like a vigilante more than a cop, even though he is officially a cop. And he lives in like a crime lab.
He lives his apartment's like a crime lab.
His apartment is like just a crime lab. And his partner is a man who eats a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
And Cobra's always berating him about his diet.
He is.
Oh, you should stop eating so much
should
junk.
Eat raisins, that's what he said.
Yeah, he says that, but then Cobra goes home one night, and what he has for dinner is a slice of pizza that he cuts up with a pair of scissors. So he's no one to talk about diet. No. Where does he get off?
And I thought he was going to cook some eggs, but his gun cleaning
that's
kit
where
was
he
in
keeps
the
his
eggs.
gun cleaning kit. Why wouldn't you keep it in an egg box in the fridge?
Well, I suppose maybe because it's so hot in LA, maybe the
but
gun
your weapon
oil
cleaning,
will melt.
Come on, both of us know that isn't true. Both of us have been in the desert with gun oil. It does not melt. No.
But why would you keep it in the fridge?
Keep it cold in case it catches fire. I don't know. Because it doesn't even make sense. Because initially I'm like, oh, look, he's going to make some eggs. And then he takes the pizza box out of the fridge. Yeah. So I'm like, is he going to have eggs and pizza? These two things don't go together.
No.
But then inexplicably his gun cleaning kit is in the egg box.
It's very odd.
It's an odd scene. Same as his crime lab that he has in his house. He's got all sorts of gear ready to conduct
He's got the computer.
Yeah.
Very old
He's
computer.
got his 80s computer with 2 screens.
Yeah.
2 tiny screens though.
Yeah, they're like
just have one big screen.
Yeah. It's very odd.
So he has to go after this cult, the Night Slashers, as we've said.
Well, they tell him he has to now, don't they?
Yeah, and they try to kill Bridget Nielsen.
They do?
Well, no, they don't initially. She sees one of their murders and they get her license plate.
Yes.
So they go after her and they try and catch her after she's had her photo shoot with robots.
Yeah, which is very odd.
There's an odd, kind of like Cobra's driving around the city looking for this gang. He's got to shake down all the creeps.
Yeah, and he goes to like all the
so while he's doing that,
places, doesn't he? Asking questions.
Because they do that in a musical montage.
Yeah.
But every now and then,
a robot pops up.
A random image of like an old Pots and Pans robot pops up, and it keeps going for ages. Just these Pots and Pans robots, and Cobra shaking down creeps, and then it turns out it's Bridget Nielsen doing a photo shoot with these Pots and Pans robots.
It's really odd, but I quite like it.
It's visually engaging.
It is. It makes you
at the end of
stop playing on your phone.
It does. At the end of it, you say, "I've definitely seen that now."
And at the end, there's a massive robot in it.
Well, yeah, because the way the music ends as well, it ends with like an ominous, like single chord playing, and Bridget Nielsen walks out of shots, and the robots are there.
Yeah.
And it sounds. The music almost sets up like the robots are going to come to life and start moving around.
Yeah, but they don't.
No, they don't.
I was very disappointed.
Yeah, that would have made an even better film.
They just stood there, didn't they?
Maybe if the robots had been like part of the Night Slasher gang and had just started murdering everyone.
One of them just goes with their axe.
One of them had just been dressed as a robot. That would have been amazing. Just suddenly attacked her at the end. I'd love to see Bridget Nielsen fight a robot. Yeah. So, after she leaves her photo shoot, the Night Slashers try to kill her.
They do.
And fail. But
very badly.
It comes, they kind of come close. But in the meantime, they manage to murder her, manager.
Yeah.
And a random passerby.
Oh, yeah, he's carrying his briefcase, isn't he?
It's like loads of noise of, a man being murdered in the car park, and there's just this random guy just walking through. I wonder what that noise is.
And he shoots a cop.
It's a security guard. He pops out. He saves her initially, and that gives her time to get away. Yeah. Then they run the security guard over.
They do. They ram him into the life.
Yeah.
With their car.
I really enjoyed that shot.
That's a very...
Because the stunt must have been really hard to do, because you can see him, and that's not like a dummy or anything, right up until like the last frame.
I reckon he has to jump up, or they pull him up.
Either they drove very slowly to the point where they nearly hit him, and then stopped, and sped up the footage, and then because if you look closely, you can see that he's disappeared just before the van hits the wall. As I noticed, it's blinking, you'll miss it.
Very good though.
Well, because I saw it heading towards him. Like, how are they going to do this? That's a real guy. For
the 80s, it's very good.
Because you can see him moving around, and you can see the stuntman. I was like, how the hell are they going to do this? This is impressive. But then I noticed he disappeared at the last second. Only because I was looking.
When was the film made again?
1984.
Oh,
86. I apologise.
1986.
I will check. Yes, 1986. So it's as old as you.
It's as old as me. It's classic though, isn't it?
Yeah, like a fine wine, it gets better with age. Just like you.
Don't tell people how old I am. I won't be able to work it out.
So Bridget Nielsen escapes again, and she has to go to the hospital because she's been injured in the fight. And now she calls the cops, obviously, as you would if the cult had tried to murder you. And so they send Cobra and his partner to come and help her. Yeah. And then the cult tries to murder Cobra in his flat.
I know.
Because they've got a lady on the inside who's giving them all the information.
She's a horrible, horrible lady.
It's never explained why she's helping them, but she just is.
Because I think she's in love with the slasher man.
It's a night slasher.
Because she holds him his arm, doesn't she? And goes, I will tell you where she is.
I think they're just very loyal to Night Slasher with his plan of murder everyone.
I got the vibe that she really fancied him and they were shagging.
Yeah, it's a possibility. He didn't seem very interested in sex though, Night Slasher.
Yeah, but he was too busy sharpening his knife.
So he sharpens his knife a lot in the movie. Every other shot
he uses it every 5 minutes.
He gets some use, that knife. He kills a lot of people. Yeah, so they try and kill... Well, Night Slasher comes to the hospital, the main Night Slasher. And he's disguised as a janitor. And he gets in all the way into the hospital, right outside Bridget Nielsen's room. Then he goes into another room, hides under a bed, waits for a nurse to come in, and then murders the nurse.
I know, I don't get why he does that.
In the time it took him, to kill that nurse, he could have killed Bridget Nielsen. But then, because he's wasted time, by the time he gets into Bridget Nielsen's room, she's in the toilet, and she escapes. Yeah, she escapes again. He's like the worst murderer.
I learnt a very good... Well, everyone should learn a very good point from this movie, is never block off an exit door.
Yeah, because she's got like a...
There's loads of crap on the other side of that poor door. She couldn't get out.
The toilet's for, both sides, for both rooms. And she could have got through if they hadn't blocked... Yeah, she would have escaped.
Safety hazard.
She would have escaped so much easier.
I know.
Yeah. Also, when he's banging on her toilet door to try and get through, it never occurred to him to go into the next room and come through the other door.
I don't know.
I suppose she locked them both. She's not stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so she escapes again.
She does. She's very lucky, this lady.
Yeah. As I said, they try and kill Cobra in his flat. Cobra throws a man off a roof.
I know.
Is an awesome stunt.
Very good.
Cannon again, a mark of quality.
But there's a mattress down there, though.
Well, yeah. He actually jumped off a roof. Yeah, it's just a stunt.
Yeah.
It's a bloody good one.
It's a good job there was no spring in that mattress.
Maybe someone just died on production. They just will leave it in.
Can you imagine? There's massive springs in the mattress.
That would happen to me. I would bounce off like the air mattress and just land on the floor.
Yeah.
Damn right.
I get sidetracked. Sorry.
I've mentioned Night Slasher's not a very effective murderer. Well, he's effective up until whenever he wants to kill Bridget Nielsen. Then
he just loses it.
Yeah, he loses his cool. She's a very pretty lady. Maybe he's distracted.
She's got very long legs.
Legs up to her ass. She's a leggy blonde.
She is.
No wonder Sylvester Stallone fell in love with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the movie and in real life.
No, I was getting mixed up. Ignore me.
No, he was married to Bridget Nielsen.
Was he?
Yeah, famously. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they had kids together and everything. So after they try and get her out of the hospital, awesome 80s car chase.
Yes.
The night slashers come and try and run him off the road.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
In his lovely car.
Yeah, Cobra's amazing car gets destroyed in the chase. But yeah,
I did like how she didn't scream throughout.
She didn't scream, and there's also hardly any music in it.
Yeah, it was just a car chase.
It's just an awesome car chase.
Loads of screaming wheels around the corners.
And it's got like every 80s car chase trope. A hot dog stand gets run over.
Yeah.
There's explosions, men on fire.
Bikes in the way.
Yeah, people sliding off. Driving on the sidewalk. People jumping out of the way.
Yeah.
All I needed was someone carrying a sheet of glass. But I didn't have that, unfortunately. No. So I didn't have quite everything. I did like how a cult of people who murder people for no reason decided to call Cobra crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like shooting at him from his car.
Crazy, man.
And these crazy murderers go, that guy's crazy. Yeah, we're not crazy. We just murder people for no reason in the street.
Pretty much.
And spend our evenings banging axes together in an empty swimming pool. Yeah, and Fast and the Furious ripped this movie off.
Did they?
Because Cobra in his car has NOS. He's got nitrous oxide.
I think the Fast and the Furious were jealous because they didn't think of it first.
Well, Fast and Furious came out almost 15 years after this.
Exactly.
So
did not think about it.
Cobra did this first.
Yeah.
Cobra's a trailblazing movie.
He is. He's like top notch.
Yeah. And he doesn't use the NOS at a time when it made it really easy for him to escape. He does it at the most inopportune time.
Apparently you have to be really sparingly when you use it.
Why is that? I don't know anything
because
about
once
cars.
you've used it, you've got to re-put it in a new cylinder. So once you've used it, and you can't stop using it. Once it goes, it goes.
Fair enough.
Once you press the button, apparently, this is all from. This is all from.
It's all from Fast and the Furious. Well, I've seen that. I know how it works in Fast and the Furious. In the Fast and the Furious, it's used as a plot device. Every time you need to be a little bit faster, you can just press your NOS button.
Yeah.
Then you win the race. That's how it works in Fast and the Furious.
But I thought once you press it, you have to use it all in Fast and the Furious.
So. But some of them have more than one tank. Because in a lot of races in Fast and Furious, they'll press it 4 times.
I mean, I only know this because when I used to play Xbox, the Need for Speed, you could press the button.
Need for Speed Underground. Yeah. That was an amazing game. Yeah.
Go off.
That had the best soundtrack, that
game.
Woo! I got a need for speed. Loads of Exhibit songs on there.
I used to like playing Need for Speed.
Yeah. I'd play that again.
My sister used to beat me all the time.
I can't believe you lose to your sister at Need for Speed.
I know, but I beat you at Mario Kart, so...
Yeah, whatever. So anyway, Bridget Nielsen then has to leave the city because she'll be safer there, apparently.
What, up in the
mountains. Or when they went to the orange groves where they take her. Yeah. But obviously, the inside man in the cop force, the inside lady, has come with them. So she tips off Night Slasher.
What a dick.
So the Night Slashers find them at their seedy motel. And then there's an awesome gunfight.
There is, actually.
It really is very... Yeah, so again, a classic bit of 80s action.
A lot of bikes getting skidded.
A lot of the time, it seemed like the bikes were falling over before Cobra had shot them.
Maybe they were just anticipating.
Well, yeah, because, Cobra's going to shoot me. The only thing I can do is fall off my bike, because then he'll miss. So, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's an evasive manoeuvre.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I'll let him off that one. He's also got grenades from somewhere.
Well, don't all policemen have grenades?
No. No policemen have grenades.
You are if you're armoured, aren't you?
SWAT teams probably have a few, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where he got the grenades from.
Yeah. Anyway.
But he has a lot of them.
He has a lot of grenades and he uses them all. To great effect. Sometimes, even when he doesn't need to. Like when there's a guy just riding towards him on a bike and he's got his gun. He just decides to take him out of a grenade.
Yeah, he just throws it at him.
Same as when the fight eventually moves into a smelting plant that is inexplicably in the middle of an orange farm.
Which I thought was a bit odd.
Yeah, because they're running through an orange farm and then there's a smelting plant.
Unless the orangery was... and then this was at the end of the orangery.
Yeah. Hey, do you want one of my delicious oranges from my farm? Tastes a lot like burning metal.
I suppose it's good for the environment.
Well, it's probably not very good for the oranges.
I don't know. It's hot, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's also going to belch loads of crap in you.
Yeah.
The iron filings in your fruit. I wouldn't want that. Anyway, that's where the final showdown with Night Slasher is. And Night Slasher is defeated by being hung on a meat hook, as all bad guys were in the 80s.
But I want to know, would it be really that easy to put someone on a meat hook?
Well, it was...
Surely they just fall off, wouldn't they?
The meat hook was moving, and he was like, he had a lot of momentum putting him on the hook. So maybe it would pierce the skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. But anyway, it was a very gruesome...
It's a good scene. Yeah, it's a good fight. Lots of grunting and nearly like being pushed over burning metal and things like that. There's 2 men on fire.
Yes, he sets on a light, doesn't he?
He sets one man on fire with gasoline, and then another one he burns in like the smelting plant, and another one just goes on fire because of a grenade.
Oh yeah,
which grenades don't do. But there's 3 men on fire in the final scene.
It's quite a lot of fire.
That's a lot of men on fire.
Yeah.
There's men falling through glass windows. There's...
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just...
It's very good.
It's very exciting. Very good action. Yeah.
And then at the end...
Mm-hmm. And then we find out what Night Slasher's motivation was, because he gives a little speech. He says, we need to purge the world of all the weak people. So that just means he wants to murder every single person on Earth.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know why anyone...
I think he has some mental health issues.
Why would anyone join that gang?
There were only about 30 of them as well.
It was still quite good. So he basically created a criminal gang of every psychopath in the city that wanted to murder every single person.
Crazy.
Yeah, so there's not really much motivation for Night Slasher's gang.
No, but he does get the followers.
Yeah, and he's quite good, Night Slasher. He plays like he's a creepy looking dude. He's been bad guys in like a million other movies.
He's pretty good.
He's one of the punks at the start of Terminator with Bill Paxton, who gets killed by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
So
he is.
He's most famous for that and Cobra.
Yeah, but he's very good in Cobra.
He's in Bloodsport as well. Brian Thompson, his name is. Yeah, he plays bad guys in everything.
Yeah.
And he's still working. He's in WWE Camp, the cartoon.
Exactly.
So yeah, good for him. And then so they kill Night Slasher. Yeah. And the bosses of Cobra's bosses arrive and say, "Thanks, Cobra, you did a real good job. Do you need anything? If you ever need anything, just ask." Cobra says, "Oh, could I have a new car?" And the boss says, "No.
No, there's not enough in the budget.
We've got enough budget for if you want anything, all right, how about a car? Quite a reasonable request from your boss and a police force.
Because you ruined my car.
Yeah, but no new car for you. Not even one from like just the pool of cars.
Oh no, I feel really bad for him.
But it's okay because he steals Night Slasher's motorbike and rides off into the sunset with Bridget Nielsen.
Yes.
With some awesome 80s.
Going for some extracurricular activities, I think.
For some sex, yeah.
Yeah.
So this film really does have everything.
It does.
Yeah.
A lady in need.
Yeah. It's got a hero and a heroine and a good supporting cast. And plus, because Cobra's a loose cannon of a cop, another cop says, "You're a loose cannon." And his police chief is always angry.
Yeah.
As all police chiefs should be.
At the end.
He punches the internal affairs guy.
Yeah,
as you always should. Yeah. So, I think we've discussed in great detail what our favourite parts and favourite characters are. Obviously, it's Cobra.
Yes.
Yeah. Would you recommend Cobra?
Do you know what? A funny story, actually.
Okay.
My mum, I watched Cobra with my mum because she really likes Sylvester Stallone. And she also got me into the Rocky movies. But I would recommend it to anyone, really.
Cool story, bro.
Shut your face. I can tell whatever I want.
Yes, dear. I would also recommend it to everyone.
I think it'd be very good for young children, like boys.
It's not good for young children.
No, like 15, 13 young lads with their dads, on a Sunday afternoon.
I watched it when I was a younger man and I didn't like it. But then I liked Sucker Punch. So clearly my tastes were
better.
Not very well refined, and I couldn't appreciate a good B movie back in the day.
This is not a B movie.
This is a B movie.
No, it's not.
It's a canon action film. That's literally like the epitome of a B movie.
It's not a B movie.
It's a B movie.
I disagree with that.
That is a B movie.
This is an awesome A movie.
It's a good bad movie. I loved Cobra. I would recommend it. Go see it. I don't know where you can find it, but
you can buy
I
it.
actually think it's on Netflix right now.
And I bought that off Amazon.
There you go. Well, you can get it on DVD on Amazon, yeah. But if you want to stream it, I think it's on Netflix.
Okay.
So check that out. And that's all we've got time for this week. Although,
such a good film.
Quickly before I go, Cobra's Rotten Tomatoes score 14% critics, 42% audience.
Oh, I don't believe everything Rotten Tomatoes
says. What do the critics know? Stupid a-holes.
Yeah. What better way to spend a Monday evening?
I think it's because the critics are in league with Night Slasher.
Maybe.
They're going to kill everyone. Yeah. Well, that's all we got time for this week.
Well.
Thanks for listening.
Yes, I hope you've enjoyed it.
We'll be back next week. It's discussing X-Men.
Yes.
And with more shenanigans, etc. Time phones and celebrity interviews and things.
We might do another delve in the bag.
There will be more delves into the bag. Believe me, there's plenty more crap on that shelf that I can dredge up. Luckily we picked 2 quite good movies.
We have, yeah.
Some of those are staying in the bag.
Yeah.
I've got to put 2 more in now.
Yeah.
The bag of wonders.
I've really enjoyed Cobra, actually.
I loved Cobra.
Yeah.
Couldn't recommend it enough. So if you want to get in touch, we're on Twitter @PeteandFranPod. We're on Instagram @PeteandFranPod.
Yes.
If you want to email anything in, ask us to watch a movie. You can suggest new ones to put into the bag. We'll happily put them in. You can email me at petelangholt30@gmail.com. And Langhelt is spelled Langhelt. That's correct. Yes. So we'll be back next week with the X-Men review. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.